now, www.menti.com, and to use the code that is also is shown, 255481. And I can promise you that all of the answers you will give using this tool will be anonymous. We will not know who you are, so this is the perfect opportunity to criticize us as hard as you would like. We'll first wait for a certain volume of you to have joined, a quorum, so to say. So I was caught a little bit off guard here. We're already in the first question. The first question is pretty easy. Are you using TL Manager? If you're wondering how it's possible that I'm talking and typing at the same time, Olivier Barret, he has assumed my identity and is doing the typing in my name. So far we have 9 answers from you. If you are using the TL Manager, all of you are doing so. That is good to see. We're happy that you are using it. But of course, the real tricky question is the one that comes up next. Are you using it, and are you happy about TL Manager? So what is your general impression about TL Manager? First answer is positive. That is positive. Very positive even. Don't hesitate to say you're not happy. Huh? Like I said, the answers are given anonymously. We won't know who you are. But as so far it seems all the responses are positive. Well, we're very glad to hear that. Answers are still coming in. 10 so far. My colleagues are suggesting I quit quickly before the negative responses come in. Well, we're very glad to hear this, but as we've, I think, underlined many times during this webinar, if you have any negative feedback, never hesitate to let us know. Then, moving on to the next question, and this is related to the different features that Olivier Barret proposed in his last presentation. We are very curious to see which ones of those you think are most useful to you for us to implement in the next releases. I believe that the way to answer this is slightly more complicated than for the last questions. You get to assign points to different options, so it may take a little longer for you to give your answers. The first answers are coming in, and we see a clear lead for the tool for signing a draft trusted list offline. Closely followed, even equalized now by the feature to have a helper for creating recurrent trust service entries. Seems answers are still coming in. There seems to be interest in most of the features. All of the features seem interesting to at least to one of you. But the tool for signing a draft TL offline is definitely the front runner. 12 responses so far. I think we had 13 responses in the last question. 14. It is quite an equal playing field, I must say. But now that 15 answers have come in, again, still the TL signing offline is number 1, but at number 2 we have the feature to test a TL signing certificate. With a last-minute equalization between the offline signing of the TL and the TL signing certificate testing. Well, thank you very much for this feedback. We will definitely take this into account in our development for the upcoming versions. And that takes us to I thank you, Josip, for your kind feedback. That it's good commentary, but I really think for World Cup level, I will have some some work to do on my online commenting. Thanks again, Tapio. Which brings us to the next question. Which features would you prioritize? It is similar to the last question, but I think this is in fact the question that allows for assigning different points to different features. So here we really get the most fine-grained response to the question. Now it seems we have a different pattern. The first answer was to give all points to merging TL drafts. Maybe the other responses are still figuring out how exactly to use the tool to respond to this question. So we'll wait to see what the final results look like. Again, signing draft TLs offline is clearly one of the top priorities, but not as of yet the number one priority that we saw in the last question. Filtering nodes in the trusted list tree view is seems more important under this question than in the previous one. That is an interesting finding. The helper again is also number 3 now. But indeed, it seems useful to get this more fine-grained results of your preferences, because unlike in the last question, merging different trusted list drafts comes out as a clear winner in this version of the question. We had 15 responses just now, and 13 at the moment. Some of you are making very sure that you are not giving a wrong response. And I think this gives us the final result of this question. Oh no, we have a last-minute answer, which caused some upheaval in the last few options, but the overall pattern looks indeed as if the merger of different TL drafts, the tool for signing offline, the helper for the SIE queue extensions, and the filtering of the nodes are the features that have the most interest. Thank you very much for this feedback. This is very useful for us. And then I saw a last moment response still coming in that we didn't catch, but we can go back later and see all the answers, I believe. So that is okay. And here is an entirely open question. If there are any additional features that we have not proposed that you think would be useful. So this is more of a brainstorming question, and this is it would be very useful for us to have your ideas, things that we may have overlooked. And there's a question that has come in from the Dutch Agentschap Telecom. If the popularity of an offline signing tool could be a reflection of the fact that it is difficult to sign online using TL Manager because of the necessary use of Nexu, perhaps. If that is so, we would very much like to hear from you if that is the case. I think we do not have the option of dynamically adding a new question to the Menti survey, but feel free to let us know in the chat if that is indeed why you would prefer to have an offline tool. It does not look yet like we have any additional features coming in through the survey application. We have a suggestion that it would be nice to filter informational messages. Maybe we need some more clarification on exactly which messages this is that you would like to have filtered. Do let us know through the chat. With a quick look at the clock, I also see that it is already past the time when we said we would close this webinar. I am afraid that that means that we'll have to cut the survey short here and go directly into the closing. But already I think we've seen that this survey provides us with valuable feedback. So I think we will have more of these in the future. Oh, we see 2 new additional features coming in. One feature proposed is to assess the qualification of certificates against the directive, namely not mentioning on QSCD or SSCD. I think in the interest of time, we'll have to take this proposal offline. So please do not hesitate to let us know more about this idea through email. And another proposal is to filter or select the level of messages generated by the check or changes feature. Indeed, this is something that we have been looking at with the recent edition of TLCC. There have been many more such checks that issue warnings and errors. And we are intending to do a cleanup of which ones should in fact be warnings, which ones indeed should be errors, and to allow some more customization to you as TLSOs to say which ones you find more or less important. Again, we're very sorry not to be able to go into all of these at the moment because we have to move into the closing. But as mentioned, do not hesitate to contact us through email, and we would love to take this discussion with you further. So that is it. It is now 5 minutes past 4 here in Luxembourg, and that includes most of the European Union as well. Thank you very, very much for the feedback we have received from you. This makes it a lot easier for us to prioritize the features that we will develop in the upcoming versions. As I mentioned a number of times during the webinar, we welcome any feedback or questions through our support email inbox, that is ectlservice@ec.europa.eu. You should be able to see it in your screen right now. One thing that I do want to clarify is that we are happy to answer questions either formally or informally. But one thing that is important to note is that if you submit a question through the support email inbox in a formal manner, that means that we will have to be cautious in how we answer, and it may take more time before we can come to an answer. So if you are looking for quick hands-on support, it may be in your interest to address us informally through this support email inbox. Then finally, I would like to thank all of you for attending this webinar, and I would also like to thank my colleagues who have presented: Olivier Barret, Simon Gisalberti, Olivier de Los, who is no longer with us, Carlos Gomez Munoz, Dietmar. I look forward to work with you in the future on CEF eSignature, as well as the colleagues who have been helping us behind the scenes, that is Gregory Steenbeek and Elena Gonciaruk. Thanks to all of you, and I wish all of you a very good continuation of today.